Hey, what's up, my Z girls? Welcome back to my channel. So I'm coming to you today with a wig tutorial. My client got this wig from Jayla's Hair Obsessions on Instagram via Facebook as well. Here I started off plucking the wig, even though it didn't really need to be plucked, but I just plucked it to my liking. It was already bleached and it was already pre-plucked. So that was the good thing. So it made my life really, really easy. But here I just pulled the baby hair out and showed you guys what it looked like when I brushed it back after the baby hairs were pulled out. So here I'm just going in the front of the wig and plucking to her hairline and plucking to my liking. I usually pluck based on what I see. I'm a visual learner. I'm not really a learner like, oh, I gotta put it to the head and then I gotta measure it. That doesn't work for me. Now I'm gonna go into the side of the wig and do the same thing as I did on the other side. I'm gonna pluck it to my liking and pluck it to her hairline. And yeah. Now I'm gonna go in and show you guys the braiding pattern. I like to braid this way because it makes the wigs very, very flat. I don't like doing straight backs. I prefer this method. So I always use the foot stocking cap from Walgreens. I don't like using a wig cap because it's just too thick. So I always go in with my Got2b spray around the edges and blow dry at the same time. And usually I cut the ears out first, but obviously I didn't. Wasn't paying attention, whatever. But she was so ticklish around this area, so she was cracking up, dying laughing. But I'm gonna continue and do the same thing on the other side. Now that everything's dry, I'm gonna go in and cut the excess stocking cap off. Make sure you get as close as possible. You can always melt it down once you finish cutting. There's sometimes pieces that will be sticking up or just not melted in, but you can always go back in with your Got2b spray and lay it down to your liking. Now I'm gonna go in and clean any excess glue, any debris, any oils on her skin, just so that lace glue can really do its job. Sometimes it can be hard for it to do so if the air is not clean. Now I do my own little technique here. I don't take the cap off necessarily. I like to keep all the hair protected underneath the wig. I do some tying method thingy back here, as you can see, and I tuck it in just so everything is still flat as well. Now I'm just showing you guys how it looks around the head when the stocking cap is put on. I went in my Sacha contour and highlight palette and, you know, just mixed two colors that match her skin complexion and went around the cap. Also here I went in the wig and put some on too. When applying that wig, you want to pull it past that stocking cap a little bit because you don't want it necessarily at the hairline. Here I'm going to pull it for you guys and just show you how it looks. So I always cut my wigs in 3 sections. You don't want to cut too far up because you can possibly cut into that hairline, and you don't want that. This is the Hold Me Down Lace Glue by Erica J. One of the best lace glues I've ever worked with. Not even kidding. It dries quick and it's just like such a great like sticky texture. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, but y'all need to go get y'all some. One of the best lace glues ever. So as you guys seen, I applied it in the front first, in the middle of her head. I put one layer on already, it dried clear, and then I went in with my second layer. Once the wig dries clear or semi-clear, I go in and I pull that wig down right into the glue, just so it can melt. I love this method. I've seen it a few times here on YouTube, and it just works out wonderfully for me. I like to go in with my comb and comb the lace right into that glue without smudging any of like the hair into the glue. Make sure you are very careful when you're cutting around the client's ear. You do not want to snip their ear, honey. But I'm going to also repeat the same thing that I did in the middle of her head for this part. Now I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side. Now I'm going in and cut in the middle again, just so it can be easier for me to trim off that extra lace with that eyebrow razor. This is my first time using the eyebrow razor. I usually go in with my scissors, but it was time to try something new, and this technique worked miracles. I just went in with some more alcohol just so I can clean the excess glue, if any, on her skin. Again, I went back into my Sacha contour and highlight palette and just went over that lace again, because as you can see, it's pretty light. Now let's get into these baby hairs. So I didn't do extra baby hairs for her because she doesn't like extra. She's usually satisfied with anything, but I know how she is. So I just went in and did the sideburns and also the two sides of the forehead. If you watch my previous video, you know I'm a fiend about that Nairobi hair foam. I finally got some, y'all. I'm so happy. So I went ahead and, you know, flattened the front of her hair and started cutting into the baby hair with the eyebrow razor. Now I'm gonna take my edge brush and start brushing them baby hairs up. And it just came out really flawless. I usually struggle with baby hairs, as y'all seen on my last video, but I'm telling y'all, that Nairobi foam, nobody's topping them. Nobody. Now I'm going in the middle of the forehead and taking those baby hairs out. I'm going to do the same thing, cut it with the eyebrow razor and get it popping. She started feeling herself. She was getting into it. Just look at them baby hairs, y'all. Like, I feel so accomplished. So now I'm going to tie these baby hairs down. And I'm going to go in with this olive oil moisturizer spray. I got it from the kids section in the hair store. Works pretty great, even on children's hair. I do my daughter's hair all the time with it. Absolutely love it. Smells great and everything. I went in with my number will be foam and brushed it through, honey. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit that thumbs up and you comment and subscribe and turn that bell notification on.